I work at the Los Angeles County Department of Coroner, where we perform a lot of the medical legal death investigation. In fact, the entire department focuses on all of Los Angeles County, which is comprised of about 4,500 square miles, and we typically handle upwards of 8,000 bodies or decedents each and every year. I unfortunately have the task of performing a lot of the toxicology work in LA County, and we happen to be a hotspot for some of the high-profile type deaths. In my tenure, I've worked on River Phoenix, I've dealt with Corey Haim, Bubba Smith, Michael Jackson was a prominent figure in my career, recently Whitney Houston, and all of those type of deaths are heavily scrutinized by the media, by the public. Everyone wants to know the answers immediately. Every autopsy that's performed, typically on those high-profile type of deaths, are always going to be inconclusive. They will never bring out the final findings until all the different studies have been performed. And that's one of them is toxicology. So the biggest concern, at least when Michael Jackson died, and it was such high-profile type death, is that why does toxicology take so long? And typically, it can take 6 to 8 weeks. However, you can push it through quickly. I had the pleasure of also testifying in the Michael Jackson trial as well. It was a couple of days on the stand. Again, the Los Angeles District Attorney was, prosecuting Conrad Murray for homicide, and just to deal with the media scrutiny that was going on, along with the cameras in the courtroom. It happened to be one of my second trials where I actually had cameras in the courtroom, and yes, you do forget about those cameras in there, but you do have a back memory that they are in that courtroom as well. So I sometimes think a lot of people play to the camera, the district attorney, the defense attorneys, you got the judge giving ammunitions that are far beyond what I'm typically dealing with. The toxicology is one aspect, it's the drug analysis, and specifically in that case, propofol was the hot topic that you had to deal with and interpret. Unfortunately, I was only the person who did the analysis for the drugs. I wasn't actually asked what they actually meant because they brought in anesthesiologists for that. When I began my career in LA 23 years ago, it was not as a toxicologist, it was more as a criminalist. I actually kind of do two functions. I am a criminalist as well as a toxicologist as my main discipline. But at the coroner's office, we also deal with toxicology, but we also deal with crime scene investigation. And so it adds a different element, a different hat to the repertoire that I deal with. I used to go out to crime scenes, collect physical evidence, and then come back and deal with the evidence as well as the toxicology. So you get a complete variety, at least in the job in Los Angeles County.